Chrisley knows best. Savannah Chrisley shares future baby plans. Savannah Chrisley recently opened up about her plans for having children in the future. The Chrisley Knows Best star spoke about starting a family on a recent episode of her Unlocked podcast. Keep reading to see what she has to say. Chloe and Savannah Chrisley talk about how many babies they'll have. Chloe Chrisley, Savannah's sister, was recently a guest on her podcast. The 11-year-old and her older sister chatted about when they'd like to start a family and how many kids they'd like to have. Both Chloe and Savannah Chrisley agreed that they wanted children. In fact, they both said they'd like to have 3 kids, and more specifically, they know exactly what order gender they'd like to have as well. Girl, boy, girl, Savannah said, and Chloe agreed. That's what I was gonna do. Then, after thinking about her choice for a few moments, Savannah said that she wanted to change her answer on the birth order. Actually, I would rather have boy, girl, boy, she said. Chloe altered her answer a little bit too. No, I want 2 twin girls and a boy, Chloe told her big sis. Joking, Savannah replied, hate to be specific, but yeah. Savannah's experience has changed her entire outlook. This isn't the first time Savannah Chrisley has opened up about her future plans for children this year. In February, she appeared as a guest on the Adversity Advantage podcast. During their conversation, Savannah admitted that caring for her younger siblings has changed her outlook on things. When her mom and dad, Julie and Todd Chrisley, were sent to prison, Savannah became the guardian of Grayson and Chloe Chrisley. I always used to say I will have however many kids God will allow. That was my viewpoint, she shared on the podcast. I don't know, I think when you're young you think kids are easy, right? No. She continued, stating that after becoming Chloe and Grayson's guardian, she has slowed down her timeline for starting a family of her own. Savannah said, but I always said God meant for me to be a mom. If I don't do anything right with my life, that's going to be the one thing that I do right. Savannah Chrisley said that the entire experience has opened her eyes to how important bringing a child into this world is. The Chrisley Knows Best star concluded, I think, if anything, it's just made me realize that when that time does come for me to have kids, every little decision matters and impacts your child. Savannah Chrisley, star of Chrisley Knows Best, has never shied away from letting fans into her life. Whether she's showcasing her glamorous lifestyle, her entrepreneurial ventures, or the tumultuous moments that come with being part of the Chrisley clan, Savannah is an open book. But in a recent interview, she let slip one of her most personal revelations yet. Her future baby plans. While her past relationships have had their ups and downs, Savannah is determined to move forward with her dreams of becoming a mother, regardless of where life's winding path may take her. As Savannah sat down with her trademark bright smile and flowing blonde hair, she spoke candidly about her thoughts on motherhood. I've always known I wanted to be a mom, she admitted. It's something I've dreamed of for as long as I can remember. The 26-year-old reality star exuded a sense of maturity that has grown since her early years on Chrisley Knows Best, a show that put the spotlight on the often over-the-top yet relatable dynamics of the Chrisley family. Savannah has evolved from a teenager navigating fame to a businesswoman, podcast host, and now, potentially, a future mom. Though Savannah's journey to this point hasn't been without its struggles, her on and off relationship with former fiancé Nick Curdles was the subject of headlines for years. She's found peace in accepting that everything happens for a reason. The end of my engagement was hard, she reflected. But I think it taught me a lot about who I am and what I want, not just in a partner, but in life. Now as she looks ahead, Savannah is ready to embrace the future with confidence, and that includes thinking about the possibility of children. I definitely see kids in my future, Whether that's soon or a little further down the line, she said. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I do know that I'm going to be a mom. I just feel it in my heart. Savannah's comments have sparked a flurry of excitement among her fans, many of whom have followed her life journey closely, from her beauty pageant days to her time as a reality TV star and fashion entrepreneur. She acknowledges that her fan base has grown alongside her and feels a deep connection to the young women who reach out to her for advice, particularly on topics like self-love, heartbreak, and navigating the often overwhelming pressure to settle down. It's amazing how many people reach out, and they're like, "Savannah, when are you having kids? When's the wedding?" But I think we need to stop putting so much pressure on women to follow this specific timeline. Everyone's journey is different. For Savannah, part of that journey involves finding her own path to motherhood, regardless of societal expectations or the traditional routes. She hinted that she's open to exploring alternative options to expand her family. Adoption is something I've thought about a lot, she revealed. There are so many kids out there who need love and a good home, and I feel like if that's the route my life takes, I'd be incredibly blessed. Her eyes sparkled with emotion as she talked about the possibility of opening her heart to a child in need. I just want to be the best mom I can be, no matter how that happens. In addition to adoption, Savannah has also considered the idea of freezing her eggs, a topic that many women today are grappling with as they pursue their careers and personal goals. Freezing my eggs is definitely something I'm thinking about, she said. It's empowering to know that we have options now. I want to make sure that when the time is right, I'm able to start a family, no matter what stage of life I'm in. Savannah's focus on self-empowerment and choice is something she's been vocal about in recent years. Having faced public scrutiny over her personal relationships and career choices, she's become a role model for resilience and self-determination. I think it's so important for women to feel like they have control over their lives, she explained. We shouldn't have to feel rushed or pressured into making decisions because of our age, or because people expect us to do things a certain way. While Savannah's baby plans are still in the early stages, she's made it clear that family remains at the center of her world. My family means everything to me, she shared. Seeing the way my parents raised us, and how much love they put into our lives, it's definitely shaped the kind of mom I want to be. The Chrisleys, known for their humor and close-knit bond, have often shared their ups and downs in front of the camera, from Todd's witty parenting advice to Julie's nurturing presence. Savannah hopes to carry those values forward into her own family. But it's not just about following in her parents' footsteps. Savannah is also determined to carve out her own unique parenting style. I've learned so much from my mom and dad, but I think it's important to find your own way. I want to raise my kids in a loving, supportive environment, but also give them the space to be who they are. As she continues to navigate her career, personal growth, and the ever-changing landscape of her life, Savannah remains optimistic about the future. I don't have all the answers, and I'm still figuring things out. But I know that whatever happens, I'll be ready for it. Her voice was steady, filled with the determination and grace that fans have come to admire. I believe everything happens in its own time. Whether I become a mom through adoption, IVF, or the natural way, I know it'll happen when it's meant to. Savannah Chrisley's baby plans may still be unfolding, but one thing is clear. She's ready to embrace motherhood with open arms, no matter what shape it takes. With her unwavering sense of purpose and the support of her family and fans, the future looks bright for Savannah and for the children she's destined to love.